All right. Good morning. It's morning in Santa Fe. I know you guys are sleeping. I'm not even gonna tag people yet, but um, I just met this wonderful man here in New Mexico. His name is Steven Garrett, and I'll just show you what he's got going. Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning. I have a feeling he's been here for a minute, or a couple days, or whatever.
I've been here. It's day 14.
Day 14.
Day 14.
Because he realized he's somebody, and somebody's got to do it, right?
Exactly.
So you want to tell people what you're doing?
Well, it's day 14. I'm here protesting the fact that our governor has violated the Constitution, and we don't have any recourse in this state. She shuttered gun stores and churches. And gun stores, there's actually an express provision in the Constitution stating even under national emergency, you cannot bar citizenry access to arms and ammunition. She's violated the Constitution, therefore she's violated her oath of office. And if she's violated her oath of office, then we have an issue here with the bond issue. The surety fealty bond, which is $1 million bond, that would have them put skin in the game. They would actually be held accountable, and they would have to pay that. Well, in 1975, the legislature of New Mexico went around the Constitution stating a general bond would do. Well, it doesn't, because the general bond is paid by us, the taxpayer. So we sue her, we win, we lose, because the people end up paying.
It's diabolical.
The corruption here in this state has gone on for decades. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And I kept on waiting for someone to step up. And I took an oath at, well, actually it was 19 years old. I was a police reserve in Sequim, Washington. And I took an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. Like a lot of people out there, a lot of officers, a lot of people that were in the military. I was in the military also, took the oath again. So I kept on waiting, and then I started realizing, well, I'm someone, and if not me, who? And if not now, when? I mean, they're continually violating the Constitution in New Mexico and the state of Constitution. Our Secretary of State abused her power of office and violated the Constitution by disallowing someone with the necessary signatures. He had the signatures required to be placed on the ballot. She used her power of office to keep him off. Our lieutenant governor, actually, his notarized oath of office form is actually worth no more than the paper it's printed on, because the judge, J.C. Robinson, who was supposed to notarize it, his authorization expired the day before. And then we started looking into it, and it looks like the time date stamp that it wasn't actually signed on January 1st, because they forged the time date stamp on the back. We're waiting to get the document and get an expert in document forensics to actually look at that. And it just goes on and on and on. Secretary of Highways not getting three bids for a road project, and then giving the bid to her cousin. And he's listed it as $3 million, but they reviewed the numbers and they don't add up. It shouldn't cost that much. So it's just one thing after another after another. Every office, it gets to a point where we have to sit there and hold them accountable. We have to get in front of the DOJ, and that's why I'm here. We want to, even though this isn't about COVID, it's not about mass Republican or Democrat. We want a review of our COVID numbers by HHS, like they did for Florida and Texas, because they're triple. Some people have been reported and registered 5 times. So the numbers are all skewed, and we don't know what's true. And she's using these numbers to put in place these draconian rules that she doesn't even follow. When everyone, March, there was 2 weeks, everybody shut down. Everybody's supposed to shelter in place for 2 weeks to level the curve. Yeah, she was on a houseboat down on Navajo Lake with her boyfriend. You know, it must have been pretty quiet and peaceful with no one else around. Then, when all shops were closed, all non-essential shops, she opened a jewelry store to go in and buy herself a necklace. She just doesn't follow her own mandates. It's just we have a tyrant, you know.
It's across the nation. Governor Newsom and Nancy Pelosi, their relatives, and
Yeah,
when they shut all the businesses down, they kept their winery open.
exactly.
You know, this
Yeah.
is like this is not a government by kings.
Right.
We are the kings.
Exactly.
We
This
are
is
the sovereign.
people's house. And
Yeah.
that, well, they came down, they gave me a letter to vacate the property. I was peacefully protesting. They came down, gave me a letter to vacate the property, and then I received a criminal trespass citation. Police officers had every opportunity to arrest me. They actually thanked me for my professionalism, my courtesy and respect, and they released me on my own recognizance until trial. The fact that they put a time limit, I'm allowed to be here now to protest from dawn till dusk. They actually said during daylight hours, and they put down 7 to 7, and we went, this is New Mexico in the summer. Right now sunrise is like, today it was 6:18 and sunset's like 8:18 or something like that. So it's like, I didn't know that the Constitution had a time limit, or that it had any restrictions at all. They said that they've never allowed overnight staying or camping, yet the homeless sleep here all the time, never being bothered. In fact, some wonderful people actually spent the night here just to see what would happen. They were leaned up against the front doors, so they knew that they were there. No one bothered them. So it's like, what's good for one person's not good for another. I mean, I'm sure that the protesters, I don't know if you heard about BLM coming to Albuquerque, but they actually shut down the town from 6 p.m. Friday till Monday morning. I'm sure they got a permit, and their permit allowed them to protest at night.
Well, they went home at night, didn't they?
Well, no, that's when most of the interesting portions happened. You know, and I don't understand. You know, even BLM. You know, I've been all over their Facebook page. I've been all over their website. Same thing with Antifa. But BLM, I'm here fighting for your rights too.
Yeah.
You know, your right to protest, your right to have a redress of grievances, and you know, the fact that she does whatever she wants is, I mean, it's too much. It's time. You know, so. Yeah, it's been an interesting time up here. I've talked to a lot of people.
So what's the charge they're like cited you with?
Criminal trespass.
Criminal
On
trespass.
the people's property while exercising my First Amendment right.
And you're gonna.
I'm gonna end up having to. I'm gonna go to court. I know that they don't want a constitutional case going through. I have every belief that they're probably going to drop the charges.
Yeah.
And when they do that, then I already have the right to level a lawsuit against the state of New Mexico for violating my constitutional rights. So I'm going to do that. I'm not in this for fame. It's not about me. It is about the Constitution. I'm not looking for my 15 minutes of fame. In fact, there's smarter people than I am. You know, that
Yeah,
if we do
please get involved.
Yeah, if we get a redress of grievances, here you go. Go to Washington, do your thing. You know, all I want to do is go home, run my business on a fair, level, even playing field, and make a living. You know, I was never really, well, when she passed the red flag bill, I'm sure you're familiar with it. You got it in California too, and other places. Which here it was called SB 5. That's when I actually got involved.
What is it? What's the red flag?
The red flag law states that if someone goes to the police and tells them that you are a danger to yourself or others, then the police can come in, seize your weapons if you have any, and then you have to go to court to get them back. That's your violation of your right to due process. Our SB 5 bill here, the red flag law, they give you 72 hours in order to turn them in yourself. So if you're depressed and you're thinking, you know, you've been turned in because they think you're going to commit suicide or someone in your family. So now the police send you a letter that you got 72 hours to turn in your arms. You know, that might just add to the little pressure that you have, and now you've given them 72 hours to make up their mind whether or not they're going to blow their brains out. You know, it's not about safety, it's about control. And when the day after she was elected on KRQE, she actually was standing up on a stage in that beautiful pink hat, rotating her arms around each other, going, "We're coming for your guns. We're coming for your guns."
Holy
and it's
smokes,
like
they're
blatant about it. I mean, yep, we're coming to violate your Second Amendment rights as much as we can. You know, it just goes on and on and on, and that's why I'm here.
All right, what's going on with the mask ordinances?
Now it's really draconian. You have to wear a mask inside your car, even if you're traveling by yourself. I mean, you can wear a bug shield out in public, but a windshield is not good enough. You know, there's no scientific reasoning behind this, and it was like her boyfriend's body shop was an essential business. There was one nursery nailed with a C&D. If they didn't close, they would have received a $5,000 fine. Yet another one 5 blocks away was allowed to stay open. Papa's Pawns and Papa's Guns out in Grants, they got leveled with a $60,000 fine, forced to close. Yet there's a gun shop in Moriarty, was shut down, visited once by the State Patrol, never visited again. They were open the whole time. Well, you start looking through some of these campaign financials. You know, I'm not a bookkeeper or anything, but there's some glaring inconsistencies. You can have big box stores open, but you can't have small shops open. You know, you can have 300 people in some place, but you can't have 5 in a small business. Restaurants were required to do outside dining only. Well, because the inside was enclosed. Well, they allowed them tents. So you went from an enclosed environment on the inside of a restaurant to an enclosed environment on the outside of the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, there's no scientific reasoning behind this. I believe one of her health officials is actually her family doctor. We've had 3 major people just abandon ship. They say it was for different reasons. The state epidemiologist, retired June. I'm out of here. Because this is going to come around and bite them. Once the review of the numbers here, because if you take a look at our cancer deaths and other subsequent secondary deaths, they're all down. I mean, majorly down. But yet COVID, you know, and if you died from a stroke or a heart attack and you had COVID, you're listed as COVID.
Yeah.
So the numbers are all screwed up. The flu numbers in our state are all messed up. And, you know, we're supposed to, 8 months after the fact, Fauci gets on and sits there and goes, "You got to wear goggles." You know, it's like, oh, so 8 months into this, you're just now getting around to eye absorption.
Oh, did you hear the new one, though?
What?
Yeah, so apparently there's going to be an investigation at every restaurant to see if you're wearing your butt plug.
Oh.
Because it might get in that way, too.
Yeah, you might fart. Might spread it. Oh, yeah, I just heard in California, they're tracking down your 1%ers that are not complying, and they're going to shut off their water and electricity.
In LA, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Garcetti.
like, number one, that's illegal.
Everything they're doing is illegal.
Illegal.
It's just the people will not rise up.
Exactly.
I don't get it. It's so bizarre, but
that's why we're here. You know,
yeah.
I've got a lot of support right now. I think I'm getting close to 3,000 people on my page. Just did a podcast the other day. We reached out to 13.1 thousand people. So the word's getting out there, and people are starting to wake up.
Yeah.
So it's taking time.
It's taking time. So have you heard from the Department of Justice, or?
No, not yet. But they're going to have to listen sometime. You know, I mean, I've got like I said, there's almost 3,000 people on my page.
Yeah.
And that's, I will not comply, NM. And actually, there's people from all over the country. I did have to start a GoFundMe. I really didn't want to take cash. I was hoping for just physical donations of the equipment we might need and something like that. But I finally opened up a GoFundMe.
What's your GoFundMe?
I will not comply, NM.
That's my kind of what is it?
Yeah.
GoFundMe page.
Yeah. So yeah, and actually, I've received donations all the way from New Jersey, Texas, Missouri, Alabama, the Dakotas, Washington, Arizona.
Beautiful.
So that, people that have lived here or were born here and then moved, and realizing what's going on here. We had two really good donations that were anonymous, one for $5,000 and one for $2,000.
Sweet.
But yeah, no, it gave me a little bit of hope, that people are actually standing up and doing something.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so I went to, I told you I was on my capital trip, and the place to be apparently is South Dakota.
South Dakota, Tennessee is actually a good.
Really?
Yeah. We had an artist. I have Studio 66 in Moriarty. It's an art studio. I do graphic arts and printing.
Awesome.
And different graphics, building graphics and stuff. But one of our artists actually had a shop up here in Santa Fe, and she was so persecuted that they actually shut down the shop, sold it. They had a copy shop, and they're moving to South Dakota. They're selling their house as fast as possible just to get out of the state.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Mass exodus is coming in all of these blue states. This actually, is this a blue state?
Yeah. It's been blue for 100 years.
Yeah. Well, it's the only one that's not fenced off and doing construction that I've come across.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's a beautiful place up here. If you're up here at sunrise, generally there's a couple raccoons making their normal rounds for their food. We actually had, when we were staying here overnight, we actually had homeless people going through the garbage. Well, we had a bunch of food. It's like, get up here. We fed the homeless. I brought in porta potties, and they were thanking us that they had some place to go to the bathroom rather than the bushes.
Yeah.
And I've even suggested to not only the ground services here, but the state patrol, maybe you guys need to find a place where you can set up some porta potties and allow these people to be human, and actually go to the bathroom like a human being, give them some self-respect, a place to clean up. They actually tested 770 homeless people in Albuquerque. 0 positive return. This virus is actually like Dracula. 3 seconds exposed to sunlight, it's dead. And none of the homeless, even though there's some that are alcoholics, drug, so they've got immune compromised situation anyway. Yet none of them turn positive because they're in the best environment that you could be in outside.
Yeah. Well, is there any big hope for you? What's the best outcome you think could happen here?
That the DOJ comes down and starts investigating.
Yeah.
That we get the investigation of the corruption and everything in this state. It's been going on for decades. What a lot of people don't know, and why I don't understand why BLM and Red Lives Matter haven't asked for an apology from Michelle Lujan Grisham for her family's slave trading past. One of her forefathers, it's De Leon Lujan, was part of his name. I don't know all of his name. I know of the case. He was arrested in Utah for slave trading Native American children in the 1800s. They tried him, they convicted him, they confiscated all his wagons and horses, and after he served his term, he had to walk the 300 miles back to New Mexico. But no one brings that up. It's all about reparations and stuff like that. But here you go. You won't even ask for an apology. So, I mean, it's just unevenness. It's unfairness. You know, you have one set of criteria and then a secondary set of criteria, and it's just unbalanced, unfair. I mean, we've the Grants. We have a refinery out in Grants. That's closing. That's 200 jobs gone. It's not going to reopen. Pie Town, which had been open for 40-something years, gone, not reopening. We've had over 800 businesses close, 300 of them permanently so far. I think it's either 300 or 400 now. We just lost another gun shop down in Albuquerque, closing September 1st, not coming back. Yeah, and so I keep asking people, well, with all this revenue stream disappearing out of the state, what do you think is going to happen to your taxes?
Yeah, where's your pension going?
Yeah. Then the fact, well, as many COVID cases as we have, they're getting $171,000 per COVID patient. Where's that money going? You know,
Do you know what the breakdown is on that?
I don't. It's they won't. They're actually we're trying to get the numbers from them, how they're tallying this up, and they're not turning them over.
Yeah.
That's another thing that for the DOJ to investigate. I mean, you're utilizing your office to impose these draconian rules that have no scientific basis. I mean, you can wear a face mask, a face shield, you know, turn yourself into a salad bar, and that's okay. That's safe enough, but your windshield in your car isn't. If you're driving alone here in the state of New Mexico, you can actually get a ticket for not wearing your mask.
Are they actually following through with this crap? Or?
Some of them are, but it's mainly the state police and law enforcement don't want to get involved with this because they realize, you know, this is ridiculous. So they do if they have to, if they receive calls, you know, and it's just amazing. It boggles my mind. I actually expect Ron Serling to walk around a corner with a cigarette going, "Picture if you will." You know, it's just surreal. I feel like Robin Williams is describing our situation, you know. But yeah, it's just nuts. I mean, so I'm doing what I do. You know, I took an oath. I'm going to honor that oath. I'm going to stay here until we get a redress of grievances. And when the 30 days runs out on my permit to peacefully protest, I'll be here for another 30 days until they get involved. We need help. We need something done.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We had a mayor in Nevada City quit because she can't get the information from the health officer about how they're counting these numbers.
Yeah, Gallup.
A mayor freaking quit. He's like, this is outrageous. This is a total violation.
We had the Gallup mayor. They actually instituted martial law. You needed papers to travel. You could only travel 2 to a vehicle. They were restricting how many people could congregate in one area together. They removed non-essential items from the store shelves and cut off the Navajo Nation to access to food, water, and medicine.
Holy smokes.
Because the Navajo Nation got really hit hard. And then the mayor of Gallup quit. This is too hard. Yeah, I quit. So it's like, hold it, you know. Michelle Lujan Grisham was actually a Secretary of Health and in the Office of Aging. She was doing 8 seniors died in retirement homes or nursing homes. And then what does she do when she gets in? She takes COVID patients and puts them in the nursing home. So I figure she just wanted to finish the job she started when she was working for, and she resigned that position saying it's the hardest job in the world. And then they voted her in as governor. You know, she's destroyed lives. There's a guy named Jim Benvey. He went down to the border in El Paso. Well, the Border Patrol wanted to be able to differentiate between the people that they were trying to find and the people that were helping them. So they gave him jackets. Unfortunately, Jim's jacket had a badge on it. She leveled charges of him in Texas. Now, mind you, he was in Texas. He wasn't even in New Mexico. He was in Texas. Leveled charges of him against him of impersonating a police officer. He was arrested in Oklahoma. He was tried in Oklahoma. The judge went, "This is ridiculous. threw it out, acquitted him. He came back to New Mexico. They acted like that trial never happened, re-leveled the charges against him, and now he's waiting for sentencing. You know,
Got to get out of the corporate courtrooms.
yeah.
That's all.
well,
Hopefully
need to
we can
start
do that.
holding these judges accountable too.
Absolutely. Anybody who's violating their oath. I mean, you know, a few people serving the ultimate penalty
Yeah,
changes the narrative quite a bit,
Right.
I think. Yeah, if there's no enforcement mechanism, then,
exactly.
you know,
And the people have to hold.
what's
them
the
accountable.
deterrent besides having a moral compass?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and
You know,
since we're trying to take that away from part of the educational program,
yeah, we're
you know.
50th in education.
uh,
So we can only go up from here, but we're 50th in education. The only thing that we are actually number one in is cars stolen per capita. We are the I mean, somebody came through and was taking one of their dead relatives back to, I think it was California, and they were utilizing a U-Haul. His vehicle was stolen with the U-Haul, and then they finally found the U-Haul in an arroyo with the casket in. I mean, people, yeah. One of the things is come here on vacation, leave on probation. You know, it's just it's amazing. It just goes on and on and on.
well, all right. It's good to like run into somebody out here doing some work. I appreciate what you got going.
Yeah, people start showing up.
Yeah.
You know, I had some people stand for me yesterday, which was the only day that I've not been here because I need to get the framework for the signs done and get some other things taken care of so I can be back up here. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna charge this phone and then I'm gonna like play some tunes out here. All right.
Nice.
Thanks for doing that.